This will be the last video about our Vegas trip, and then we're gonna get back to the fun intros and so on and so forth, like old times. Last video we did, part one about the SCP and the Xaminer services booth and the Xaminers coming out, was a little more of just like the vacation and like, look at me, I'm having fun, here's our booth, blah, blah, blah. Today we are gonna go over the important details, the stuff that, you know, if you missed the live streams, if you haven't gone back to watch them, the tech demos, all that stuff to answer your questions. So I get a lot of comments on, I have the device plugged in, I've only made like 3 SCP, this project, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be the video that breaks everything down. So I urge you to stay tuned and follow along and to watch those tech demos as well. After that, we've got some fun content planned for some awares. We've got some good gags for you that we could probably put up on TikTok. And I think a really good money-making idea that I don't know how to get going. So stay tuned. Nerdy dude stuff. For those of you keeping track at home, today's beer of the day is brought to you by Stoop Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. This is called Indoor Tropics IPA. Sitting at 6.3% alcohol by volume, this is made with Citra, Laurel, and Vic Secret hops. Right off the bat, the Citra hops give you a very juicy, citrus, pineapple-y style aromatic, and then when you go in for your first sip, it has a slight dry yet refreshing citrus / passion fruit mouth feel to it. Incredibly light, not too filling. I know some people say beer and IPAs are extremely filling, but this one kind of seems like you can just hang out, like it says, as Indoor Tropics, drink it while hanging out indoors versus sitting out in the pool and sweating all the booze out, so on and so forth. Not too crazy hoppy, not too crazy bittery, just that little bit of dry refreshness to it. I give this a 3.5 out of 5. Cheers to you guys. Bink! What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video about SCP and Exa mining. If this is your first time on the channel, please take a moment to consider subscribing, turning on the bell notification, definitely liking this video, as we're going to do a lot of information that needs to get put out there in case everyone has missed the live streams from our NAB Vegas live showcases and all that. So we're going to answer a lot of questions today. We get a lot of repeat comments about the mining results and how much we get with our Xaminers, and we're just going to kind of word vomit the rest of the information that you guys need to get to as part 2 of our final, what did I call it? The insanely profitable miner video series, and when you can get your hands on them. So without further ado, I'm sure you're sick of looking at me talking, drinking, all that stuff. We're going to jump to the computer screen and just kind of go from there. Hopefully I answer all of your questions. If you have any more, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and we will get to them as soon as possible as well. So let's jump to the computer screen. All right, so most of you that have found my channel or have been following along for quite some time, hopefully you've gotten your hands on one of these devices. This is the Xaminer. There's 16 and there's 64 terabyte models. This isn't a video about the whole breakdown on the monitor. This is going, or not the monitor, but the miner. This is going to be a video on the importance of the two devices. We're not going to be talking about the coin price. We're not going to be talking about what the potential earnings are going to be on these devices. We're going to talk about the importance and the significance of them, why everyone should get them, or if you can't get your hands on one of them, get one of the Jused miners with an Exa license, so that way you can be an official welcomed in Xaminer versus a DIY and get all those benefits and supports. But we're also going to talk about this device here, which these are the two live tech demos I did, and I urge you to watch them. But this is the Exa relayer. The reason why we bring that up is that these two devices are absolutely crucial to building this network. Over here in this video underneath my webcam, the Xaminer is something that you and I, the regular Joe, the plug and play, the average guy at home, anyone that wants to dump in a whole bunch to buy a bunch of these devices, that is what's going to be needed to sell the service that Xaminer Services / SCP is promoting and doing, which is decentralized data storage. We're taking away from AWS, from Google, all those places that have centralized storage banks and are at risk of, you know, hacks and power outages, and having those centralized storage areas completely taken over where people could lose their data, to bring people affordable alternatives to where their data is safe, it's more secure, it's decentralized, and they specifically own it. What happens there is that people like myself and you guys watching this channel will purchase one of these, and we will set that up as a node in our house and run it. That's it. All it's going to be doing is sitting there and accepting contracts and holding sharded / encrypted data, and you get rewarded SCP, the token of this project, as an incentive to hold. Okay? That's it. So we want everyone to get one of these devices. And the reason why is when other companies actually get into the project, and that was a big thing at the NAB 2022 showcase, was this was the launch of the actual consumer side of the data, where we want people that have the data. So we have the storage, now we need the data, which is why you haven't seen any solid returns on your Xaminer as of yet, because this project was not available to consumers. The data on your devices, if you have them, was testnet data, was data that was being provided from Xaminer services, was that stuff, and trying to get this network and this infrastructure built, so that way if we, not we, but if I was there for like a whole week with everybody, I was like, if Xaminer services nabs a whale in data, they need somewhere to hold their data, and that's why everyone needs these devices. Big questions that we're getting right now is, when are they going to be available? I'm on the wait list, this and that. So they do have the two models here, and when I was there, I did the interview with Kenneth live on the spot. He said there's a very, 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 very small amount of back orders on the wait list to be completed and sent out, and then they are going to be releasing and selling 3,000 of these units. So you really want to make sure you stay on the wait list. It might not be tonight or tomorrow, but the goal is, I believe they only had about 50 left, and those orders were completed about Tuesday of last week after we all returned from Vegas. So the next batch is going to be 3,000 of these units. Back as Xaminer services and the Xaminers and the team that was putting these together first started, they were only able to produce about 20 to 30 a week, which is why the wait list was going to get so long. But if you were able to watch the SCP community party, and there was a moment where I pan off to some individuals in the back corner that, what's PC friendly in this day and age? Just Asian, I think. I don't want to cancel culture. But there was a small crowd of Asian individuals, and they're actually from the facility that are producing these miners now, and they could produce about, I think it was 150 a week versus like the 20 to 30 a week. So that's why they're able to fulfill an order of about 3,000 this next batch. So it's really important you stay tuned. So that is going to be coming out any moment. Make sure you follow up on that, and that's how you're going to be able to get your hands on one of these devices. After that batch is fulfilled, then there's going to be some adjustment and maybe even a larger batch, and we'll have a smaller delay between batch wait time frame to get the next batch out. Their goal is going to be see how much and how fast they can get these 3,000 out within the next 3 to 4 months. So that's what you want to get your hands on. Now, if you are a big company and you're looking for storage, then this is what you need. But if you're watching my channel, you're probably not a big company. That's why, like, at the booth, we had kind of two different showcases. We had 420 Coop talking and, you know, getting information from people, and then we had the technical side of things being done by Master. Where is he? By Master HW, where he was going over all like the dashboard and stuff. So what we're hoping to nab, and what they're hoping to nab, is someone like, I don't know, a big medical firm. I got information while I was there that they are actually they are in the process of getting their HIPAA certifications. And once they get HIPAA certifications, that is going to be a massive amount of data that can get put onto the network that we can all get paid on, which would be stellar. I don't know the specifics on, because HIPAA has some very strict rules. Let's say you're out in California and you have HIPAA data on your device. If you decide to move to Arizona, you're no longer under that HIPAA compliance, and I believe that data and that contract will get wiped off of your device completely. So that's stuff that they are trying to launch. Once you get one of these medical firms, that data is going to be filled up immediately. Data is insane. If you watched the last video and you saw the size of the hall that we were in, all of that was about data, how fast you can access your data, how fast you can bitrate your, oh my God, it was just data, 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 cloud mining, data, 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 data. So that is essentially the big meat and potatoes that you need to know. We're not talking about tokenomics. We're not talking about the token. The token will just is an incentive for you to provide and host data, which we'll see that fluctuate in price or grow in price as more data and more people are getting paid out on the token and wanting to get their hands involved. But what are we talking about data for right now? We want to go and look at the actual network. So right now, there's 4,301 of these devices that are online. This is in combination of the Xaminers and the do-it-yourself miners. Anyone that came over from Chia, any one of you guys that picked up a miner from Juicy, who was also at the booth and spent time with Ken, and maybe they might be working on like a partnership or something. That'd be really cool. But you can see right now there's 73 petabytes available on the network, and there's only 1.7 petabytes used. That is pretty insane if there's only 1.07 petabytes being used with the testnet and with the beginning of this project and the launch of everything going, when we have this many miners. So these things are going to be insanely lucrative. Amazon, I believe, sells 1 terabyte of data for like $25 or $23 or something like that, but you don't own that data, whereas with SC Prime, you want to go ahead and lock that in. Another thing, and you own your data. Another thing that's really important for me to see that I want to talk about is we look at these other projects that are live with bigger market caps, with longevity, and how much they got. So Filecoin, and it's really hard to find some of the data here, like they're not as upfront and honest about their data. But Filecoin is saying right now it's got 79.6 petabytes of data being stored out of 16.43 EBs. I'm not even going to pretend. And then we've got SC Prime here, which is the second largest available data in this kind of project, with 73 petabytes and 1.07 petabytes used, and that's only sitting at a 26.2 million market cap. Then you got storage with barely anything, with any reason for anyone to want to do that platform, with 146 million market cap. Then we've got Saya, which this is essentially, technically Saya, SC Prime left Saya, but built off of that to do its own project and, you know, kind of forked away or something. Anywho, and then we've got Airweave with 1.32 billion in market cap and 62.95 terabytes. So the potential and the profit of the coin is huge, but the data is where it really matters. Like, yay, Wind Moon, awesome, fun question, but we want people to store their data. They need to get a relayer. One of these devices here, they need to get a relayer, and then, you know, these, you'll see the IT departments have these blades and put them in and store all their data and run their stuff. And so, and especially in like the hospitality industry, I've seen them and I've worked with them, and this would be an opportunity for all us Moon Boys to get data on our devices. So that is pretty much the last bit of information and everything that is important and needs to know. Of course, we're going to keep covering more and more as everything grows. You know, we've got a payout video coming from from the month of, what are we in now, May? So April, we've got a payout coming in the next 2 or 3 days. We'll probably touch base on that, but we only have about 116 gigabytes on our device. Other than that, that's everything. And I'm just going to make sure I provide you guys with updates and information as more, you know, if like a big data whale comes along and fills everything up. Of course, we want to get everything else out there and more data to be able to store and go from there. Anywho, that's going to do it for me today, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to me on Discord, Telegram, or Twitter, as you know, we'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. I look forward to everything that's happening, and just, I really am excited about this project. You know, I was so happy to be offered the opportunity to cover live footage and actually be there at NAB with the team. It's a great group of guys. We had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun getting to know them. Bunch of degenerates, all you with your beer and shenanigans. But thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff. I'm O'Prius, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh, hey guys. We also stream over on Twitch, so if you want to hang out and join us, link in the description. You can follow us, twitch.tv/nerdydudestuff1. Really love to see you guys over there. And also other social media information is in the description of this video. So we'll see you guys next time.